Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have some exciting things to talk about before I show you a couple books that I really love. I want to talk to you about books that are movies that are made into books. But anyway, before I get to that, let's do some products of the day. So what I wanted to show you was Mama, Why Am I Homeschooled? I really enjoy it because it's just I believe there's even a dad in here, but it's Mama, Why Am I Homeschooled? And then all these different, because adding sketches to our nature journals while we hike along the forest trail is the most delightful way to explore our creative artists. So it has just a bunch of reasons why these kids are homeschooled. So Mama, Why Am I Homeschooled? It's got different reasons and different families all through it. So I quite like it. You can find it on Amazon. All right, so next up, these are very cool. I'm about to show you some emotional intelligence products that they're pricey though, but I really like them, so you can take a look at them. So look at this. So they're retold fairy tales, okay? So the Gingerbread House, which we didn't like, but they come in a package. Little Red Riding Hood, The Princess and the Pea, The Three Bears, and The Three Billy Goat Scruffs. So let's take a look at The Three Billy Goat Scruffs. So it does come with an instructor's manual as well, but it basically has these bookmarks, okay? And in this bookmark, this is a reminder to you, the instructor. So to notice the emotions of others, how to be brave in the face of bullying. So all the bookmarks for all the books are different because they cover different themes. To feel compassion for others and to care for and comfort each other to feel safe and loved. So these will match with, and there's also questions in this book before reading, after reading, about what to say to the child. So this is Three Billy Goats Gruffed. And then it's see when it's read, because they love their goat herds, Mitt and Meg. So this is to notice the emotions of others. So it just helps you as the instructor can make reference to it, like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, oh, are they feeling compassion for others? And then at the end of it, it's not a long story, of course. There you go. And at the end of it, then it has, after reading, have the child identify some emotions, ask the child, why did Mitt and Meg, what did they do to show compassion for the troll? So it's kind of cool to go through them. The only ones my kids didn't like, my youngest, is because it's a different story if you're, like, it's a father, so presumably he has lost the mother. I honestly don't know this story, and there's actually a picture of me outside, a recreation of a gingerbread house. If I could find it, it's cool. It's from Germany. I don't use the photos for anything else. I might as well show you people, but anyway. So I think that's why they didn't like it. It's just because the father, he had a feeling of dread, left the kids. So there's some, I guess for the most sensitive, some, like, the stories might be a little rough, like Little Red Riding Hood. I mean, it's the big bad wolf, right? And her grandmother gets trapped. Everything works out in the end, but for the most sensitive children, it's just kind of a little tough, I found, because I have one of the most sensitive children, so I understand that. Okay, so let's talk about books that are turned into movies. So my mom had a bookstore when I was a child, and I love books. I love children's books. It's like just this thing I have, but I also love reading. So that being said, my favorite movies and my favorite shows are ones that were books that were turned into movies, like 365 Days. I love those books. The first season of Virgin River, the first season of The Duke and I can't remember what it's called now. The Hating Game, Red, White, and Royal Blue. Twilight is my favorite series of all, and I just watched it like last Christmas. I'd never seen the whole series before, and I adored it. Flat out loved it. That one with Jennifer Lawrence and Liam Hemsworth, that one there. I mean, I just think movies, the one with Shailene Woodley and the hottest guy that has ever lived. Oh, and The Wedding. Elon Musk, I know I'm here to talk about kid things, but Elon Musk's sister, Tosca Musk, has this channel, which you may have heard about. It's on Amazon, and it's called Passion Flicks. And so she just takes books and hires female directors, or I think she's directed one, but you just take books written by women and like romance novels and makes them into series or makes them into TV shows. I love some of them. The Wedding by Kristen Ashley, loved it, but I mean, I love books. I love books, right? So I love that when they come to life. So when I started this project with my kids this year, I was like, okay, we're gonna read a bunch of kids' books and then we're gonna watch the movies. I haven't been super impressed. Like, it is shocking how they say based on, and yet it has nothing to do with it. So we're gonna go see The Wild Robot. I hope this week I'm gonna take him. But I'm going to talk about some of the other books. So yesterday, or 2 days ago in the video, I'll link it at the end, but I showed you this really awesome book for younger kids, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, where it's a shorter version. I want to call it abridged, but I don't know what abridged means. But shorter version of the original story, and it has all these photos in it. Harry Potter also has, but it's the full-length novel, but it also have pictures in it. And let me frame this by saying, I don't want to get into politics here. I don't want to say I don't care, but it's not that I don't care. It's that I just, whatever I watch or whatever I see or whatever I do, I don't look at the people behind it and like what their views are and do I agree with that, do I not? I try to stay out of that because it's just not in my wheelhouse. I don't know what to tell you, except it doesn't concern me at this point in my life. With the Charlotte's Web, Stuart Little. He also wrote Stuart Little. I have not seen Charlotte's Web and won't read Charlotte's Web just because there's a really sad part in it. And again, the sensitive person in there, I just can't do it. But Stuart Little was a very entertaining and a very good read. I read it when they were 6 and 8, and yeah, they really enjoyed it. The movie, we didn't even make it to the end. It is not like the book. It is, the only thing is they have a mouse in the family, and he does go on a sailboat. But that's it. I mean, we saw most of it, and that was it. So let me talk about, but anyway, there's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which we sat down to watch, but again, he was too sensitive to, so I'm going to try with the older one. But there's also, so let me give you a list. So Shrek, there's a very interesting Shrek book. I think, I seem to recall, think it's pretty good. It's just a picture book. It's not like the movie that much. It kind of is. It kind of is. Yeah, I guess it is comparatively to the other ones that I've watched. So we're going to do How to Train Your Dragon. We're going to do Peter Pan. I'm going to try the original Peter Pan, and we'll see how that goes over. And maybe then we'll try one with pictures, a Disney version, and we'll probably watch one of the Disney versions of Peter Pan. Maybe we'll go through a Peter Pan series and watch a few of them. Night at the Museum, I already reserved that book at the library. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I've never seen it, but here is, you can take a look in the book that I got from the library. I don't think I would purchase it. Like, if you're like, should I purchase this book? I don't know that you should, but it's an interesting story. It's about these people who lived in a town, and in this town, they got all their food from the sky, which sounds nice, but then at the end has some issues, and anyway, interesting read. Reread today. That is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I have not seen the movie. Oh, if you haven't read Winnie, not Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's not a huge hit in my house, which I'm kind of sad about. I thought it would be like, even when they were little, I thought it would be this huge hit. It just wasn't. But the book Winnie, which is the real story of Winnie the Pooh, who I dare say was Canadian, is a very interesting story. It's a picture book, children's picture book. Super interesting. So we've read that a bunch of times. What else is there? So there's Nim's Island. Oh, Mr. Pomper's Penguin. Nim's Island we haven't tackled yet, but I think we'll probably get to it. But Mr. Popper's Penguins, like, it's an okay book. I know people like it. It's on all these must-read lists. I don't know why. I think Stuart Little, if you're putting two old books together, I think Stuart Little is a much better read. I found it much more enjoyable. But Popper's Penguins was all right. I mean, it was interesting enough, I guess. However, the movie, they have nothing to do with each other. It could have been, if that's the problem, like, if they had followed the Stuart Little book, if they had followed the scripts were there for them in my mind, and it could have been such an entertaining movie. Mr. Popper's Penguins could have been so entertaining as a movie. I just picture his wife in the 50s garb and them recreating the 50s, maybe changing a little bit of the lingo just to not get, things thrown at them. But no, it was not even close. He's divorced. He's super wealthy. He lives in this giant mansion. Or in this giant penthouse in New York City. It's kind of a disappointment. So the Star Wars books too that we are reading, which we've already read, but we're reading, there are these novels, and I started reading this one, but they are novels, but exactly like the movie. And so even my youngest really enjoys going through, because he's seen the first two movies. So this was kind of the opposite, where we had seen Star Wars and we're reading the books. But that we've done. And it's very interesting because when you read these books, you just learn so much more about Star Wars, like what the name of the ship was in the first scene of movie 4 and things like that. So Peter Rabbit, of course, and Paddington, they never expressed an interest in. And even when I've been like, hey, let's just try it, it's been a no-go. So unfortunately. Anyway, there's also Mary Poppins, and so we'll probably try that one, and maybe we'll try Willy Wonka. I know the story, I've seen the story. I don't know if I've read the story or seen the movie, but I think we'll try, because it's just interesting, because even if it's not like the story, you can discuss that, right? But we're finding that they are not like the stories at all. Thus far in the movie that we have seen for kids' movies. Like I said, the romance ones, they are like the story. They capture the gist of the story, the characters of the story. They have the same names in the story. The plot's the same. Not so with these. Not so. Anyway, oh, Dr. Seuss, The Cat in the Hat. I don't think we've seen that movie. I don't think we will. But that's an option as well. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Anyway, I hope that video was somewhat interesting. If you want to see more books, I can go through books of what I think are great reads for little kids. I can definitely do that. And if not, that is no problem too. Whatever video you want to see, just let me know down in the comments. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Can you say, please like and subscribe?
FYI
And hit the bell for notifications.
Hit bell, you know, notification.